Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we're going into what it takes to play in a higher level clan or whatever right now. Like, I am in a high level clan. I'm going for my Seige attack. And I'm one of the people within my clan that's actually got a Teox. And with the new Siege format, there's really there's only a few people that could even tackle this level. That's the reality of where we're at. And I actually think, by the way, this is quite fun. This is a fun element of Siege. If Raid allowed some different things going on consistently, then Siege could be immensely fun. I think the game mode architecture is actually really good. Like having specific factions guarding an area, it means that the defense has suddenly got an advantage again, which it doesn't really have in any other form of PvP. So for me to go in versus this clan, versus Nova here, I can only use Lizardman, which really, when you look at their team, being a +2 Laz, 6-star Crushing Ren, Teox, Sulfurion, and Ramantu +1, that's about as strong a team as you could get for Lizards. Now, what we actually do in our clan is we kind of talk about, well, who can deal with some of these harder posts. And even if I don't win, I need to gain valuable information for the rest of my clan. I need to be able to say, you know what, I went in there with a speed of 330 or whatever, and I still was too slow, or whatever the situation is. These different enemies have got stone skin, therefore you need to do something else to deal with them. This team is built around going fast, Sulfurion burning off any stone skin I've got, so stone skin becomes irrelevant. Ramantu locking out any form of passives or whatever. And then Teox just saying, good night, you're all absolutely dead. So it's a very difficult team to beat. And in fact, I think the only way I beat it is if I'm faster than his Laz, and then I speed tune so that I go Laz, block out with my Ramantu, then I bring someone else in to do some work to set up Teox for damage. So I've got a very similar comp, not quite as strong because I can't deal with their stone skin. I'm hoping they don't have stone skin, but that's the reality. When I said Raid don't really offer the tools to make this mode really enjoyable, it's mainly around gear moving, honestly. I have got strong gear. I probably don't have as strong gear as this guy. We're going to find out. But right now, for me to make this team work, what do I need to do? I need to change my build on Laz. I need to make Laz my fastest champion on my account. So not only do I need to change my build on Laz, and they've made some improvements. I can come in here and at least... So I can save this champion preset on Laz and at least do it quickly, right? So I can save it as a champion preset. But I do have to activate either a free silver removal, which I don't have right now, so I'm going to pay to change all of the stuff around. And basically, anyone that I'm taking stuff from, I kind of need to save their build as well in that same way. It's just very, I don't know, it's just, it feels like it's a lot of work for one PvP fight. But I guess that's the minutiae of the fun of the endgame. If you can get to that point where, you're specifically doing stuff just for one battle, then I guess that's the utmost of engagement, maybe? I don't know. But for me, it feels like it's oh man, I need to do a whole load of admin before I can enjoy the battle. And that is, yeah, I don't know. For me, that doesn't fit my love of the game. But anyway, we're going to build out my lizards and see what the hell I can do. So then, first thing we're going to do is try and build out my Laz. I'm using the Optimizer. Anyone who is playing the game seriously in any way in Siege, I would imagine uses the Optimizer to do their builds like this. So what I'm going to do is just literally go in and say, let's take all of this off. In fact, I'm just going to do a full reset here because his settings will be different. I just want to go balanced and then give me as much speed as you can. That's all I care about on my Laz, okay? Going fast, going first, because with Laz, we're going to be using the form that pushes turn meter. Fills the turn meter of all allies and decreases the turn meter of all enemies by 20%. Gives me a massive swing in terms of turn meter. Now, the turn meter drop needs accuracy to make that happen, but I'm not too fussed about that. As long as I can go first and get the 20% fill, and I'm kind of relying on the turn meter drop happening generally anyway, because they won't be built with high resistance to be able to achieve what they're trying to achieve. So I'm not really worried about their resistance. I'm mainly just worried about my speed. So speed is the only stat I care about. Now I can go in and tell it that I can glyph. I don't have a lot of speed glyphs though, so to be able to do that, I can literally just say, and I don't think I'm going to need to, because I think I know where it's going to grab stuff from. But I can look and say, well, you know what? I could +4 speed on gear if I'm really trying to like nail this as best I can. Otherwise, I don't need to do anything else around glyphing. I don't need to tell it about sets because it's going to find my fastest stuff anyway. And I can just optimize. I do want to configure though to say include artifacts on my lock champs without excluding anyone. So I don't want to exclude anybody for this. So we're going to throw the optimizer into full swing. It's just going to, oh, it's finished already. So we're going to have a 393 speed las. I'm just interested. It's only giving me 154 accuracy. If I throw accuracy as priority 2, just want to see what happens to the speed. So 393 is where we're at right now. Look at that, I lose 100. So I definitely don't want it to lose 100. So the other thing I could do is just say, give me at least 250 accuracy and see what that does to my speed. All of this is like playing around. So I lose 9 speed to get myself to the 250 accuracy. Do I think he's going to have less than 384 speed is the question. That's the hard thing, right? Because that 9 speed might be the difference between me winning and losing the speed race and getting the 20% fill. So I think I actually don't go with that. I think I just go with the fastest and suck it up if I don't push back turn meter on some. I definitely want to take this build here though. Look at this one. I've got a second one here. Same speed, but more accuracy in at 175. I can also go into glyphs and just say, you know what, I can hit +10 accuracy anywhere as well. I don't think that's going to make a big difference. But again, just these small things when you're doing tweaks to builds at this level makes a big difference. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to be taking from Seige and Earstrid. They're the two that I care about. So I need to go in and lock, or I guess remember those gear sets, because you know, those teams are built for other things, or for me. And this is what I mean, where it kind of gets into the admin. I guess you don't have to do this every time. Preset manager, champion preset. Is this already the right one? So I've already got the one saved for her. That's cool. Check Earstrid. It's my Hydra build. So now what we can do, if I'm in the optimizer, we can grab my las and just go into equip in game. Artifacts are on. We see them here, who we're taking them from, and we go to the 389, which means I am going to be whacking on some glyph somewhere. So we now would get that. We just want to make sure that everything is glyphed to its max. Look at this. A flat stat piece coming in as the way forward for me. Speed plus speed here. I guess I should look for accuracy as well for glyphing. So this one here, for example, I should just go harder on. Should just go big boy, but maybe not. It's not the best overall piece. Nice, got a +10. Accuracy here as well. Double +10s, we'll take it. No more there. Let's see what's going on with this. So here where I can just throw a much bigger one on. 22 speed. Yeah, makes sense. With HP. So I guess there is something here that where I could just look at a accuracy banner and just see if I've got any which are not rolled up or any which are kind of like similar level, but doesn't look like it. Let's just check equipped and hide set filters and go for speed high. I mean, the optimizer would be doing this anyway, but I'm just interested. Yeah, so I don't have another banner that's anywhere near the same speed as this for lizards, which is actually savage. I can't believe that. So yeah, so this one we're going to want to pump as much speed as I can. I'm just going to go big boy and pray to the Lords of RNG. It's +4. It's kind of sad. We can also, I don't have enough juice right now, but I could ascend and see if I got accuracy here, or I could re-roll it if I wanted to. And again, I can just pump some more accuracy here. It's not the best piece, so we're just going to go for a medium one. Come on, game. Another +10, +8, not bad. I could ascend this one as well, but it's just going to give me stats. It's not going to give me any more speed or accuracy. So with that build set up, we've got the 393 at 192 accuracy. If he fails to be fast, I've basically lost. That's where we're at. I've basically lost based on you know, what I'm trying to achieve. So the other tool that we need to then look at is the arena calculator. It's not totally up to date actually, but hopefully it's close. Is Laz even on here? So Laz is not on here, which is a little bit annoying. Set up as something else. Yeah, he's not. So what we need to do then is to try and find someone else that at least got the same sort of setup. So he's got 25% and he's gaining us 20%, losing the enemy 20. It's kind of similar. It's not the same, but it's kind of similar to Alessandra. So we're going to try her. So Alessandra gives us a speed boost, but she gives us speed buff as well. So different actually. So it's quite annoying because it's going to make it hard to speed tune. Maybe if we go with a Deke. Deke does 15 and 15. So let's go with that because that's assuming that some land it and some don't. 20 and 20 is what we actually get. So 20% increase, 20% decrease. So let's throw his speed in then at what we've got, 393. And what it's going to say, this is its true speed. And then it's going to tell me for the next champ how fast I need to be able to basically use their skills before the enemy have a turn, if everything works right on the A1. And what we're going to want to do with my Romantu, who's going to be champion number 2, I'm praying at this point that the enemy do not have stone skin, by the way, and it's a reasonable chance they will, but we're going to look to block passives and actives. So basically what I need to do is hit that speed of the 306. It's actually going to be a bit less than that because I'm going to have 20 and 20. So it's going to be more like a speed of 290 that I need to hit to make that work. Just doing some like quick math. So I've equipped that in game. He's locked already. We're now going to go to my Romantu and look to optimize him. Again, balance mode. I'm looking at that minimum speed then. Let's call it 295 to try and be safe. And then I just want as much accuracy as I can get. And again, configure it to steal from people. Like, that's really important. I also don't have masteries on him yet, so I'm just going to tell it what masteries I'm going to put on. It's basically going to be the support tree to give myself accuracy. That's kind of all I care about really in terms of this. Just giving it like the nod as to the stuff I'm going to be putting on. So we're going to go full accuracy on that. Again, glyphs, we can just tell it we can get some speed and we can get some accuracy in the build. Hit the optimize and go. So we've got the speed I need and we're looking at like 789 accuracy. I could come over at 800. I could lose 1 speed but gain like 20 accuracy. I think it's worth. The thing is, very unlikely that they're going to have a resistance build. In fact, I might even be able to just tell very quickly, potentially. Do I see team power? I do see team power, 546k. It's actually very high. Is it possible any of these have got a resistance build? No chance, because Romantu's got to be fast with accuracy. He's got to be fast with accuracy as well, I believe. Does he need accuracy? Maybe he doesn't. He needs to be extremely fast, which means resistance is no. And he needs to have tons of damage, which means no resistance. None of them have got polymorph, but it doesn't matter anyway because of Teox. So I don't think high resistance is even possible. In which case, I've got no worries. Like, there's nothing that's worrying me here. Again, this is one of those situations. Look, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different champs I'm going to be taking gear from to do this build. And that's annoying. It's annoying that I'm going to break so many builds, but kind of need to. I guess, do I need to as much on this guy? Let's just grab his masteries. High accuracy is good, but I don't know if I quite need it as much. I think as well, so it's not too much else that I need here. So now it's just trying to make sure that if I do take a hit, I stay alive, which I won't. This is kind of irrelevant, I guess. But pretty sure that if I go second, I think I just lose. Right, so Romantu. So yeah, I could, for this build, potentially not need as much accuracy. So I don't think any of them have got a resistance build. And I could, in that instance, not steal from everybody. So I could actually go back into my configure here and say, don't steal from my priority 5s or 4s, for example. We still get like a really high amount of accuracy. Just make sure I'm not stealing from people I'm actually using here. Sometimes I just go around the houses a little bit, making sure that I'm happy with what we end up with. 296 speed, 760 accuracy. This is all fine. Equip in game. Equip. So now we've got Romantu built. Again, just going to do any sort of glyphing that I need to do to get there. It's where we waste a bunch of resources, probably needlessly. +3, of course it is. Much going on there. Looking for accuracy or speed to glyph. Start to see some of the new sets coming out. I'm going to go big glyph here because it's actually a decent roll. And we've gone big. That's nice. And we've got 2 here. Again, good roll and a good set. So we're going to go big because this will be reused elsewhere. Accuracy with accuracy, double speed. That's nice. So we ended up with what? 297, 760. So Ramantu should be in good spot. So we now go Laz into Ramantu into another lizard. Now, I've got options here in terms of what the third lizard is. Basafa could be an interesting one. So far, I'm going to land debuffs, which means that Teox here has got this thing going on. So where's his passive about debuffs? Fills his champion's turn meter by 5% whenever an enemy or an ally receives a debuff. Okay, so this is why I need to lock his passive out so that this isn't happening. And if this isn't happening, then also decreases of damage goes away. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff which is improved if this is not active. I do think there's a good chance that their Teox, though, will have Stone Skin, which means that I won't be able to lock out his passives. And it does mean that the Teox is going to come at me. So I've got a couple of choices here. I could have the third person go and try and be a crowd control champ. Basafa's actually very good at that. Could come in with this this stun. So, and a decreased turn meter. So we could do that with Basafa as my third. I could even go Basafa second into, it's an interesting idea, into Ramantu. But no, I don't think so. I think I go, so I could do Basafa here. I could do Draco and increase the amount of damage I'm going to do on the enemy. I could do Krisk and bring in a fat shield so that in case something goes wrong and Teox comes at me, I've actually got a chance to survive. I just think with the amount of damage that Teox does, he ignores shield anyway, what the hell. He doesn't care. He literally does not care about basically any of the mechanics I can bring. So I just have to assume that I'm going to be quick enough. I think I come in with then the Basafa stun. I think that's the play. Let me just think. 3-star, 2-star. I could also do with a high star rating to get my speed up in terms of speed aura. And I don't really have one here. 4 is my best with Fushan. If I went Fushan to try and make sure Laz goes first. But really, we're struggling for star rating. So I think I'm going to have to change his into this, which is only going to give me this kind of swing. So he's coming at me, I think. Is he coming at 6-star? If he's coming at 6-star, then I'm in a world of pain already. Like, the amount of speed I've got to make up. Yeah, look at that. So he's got the 6-star blessing on his Laz. This is the difference, right? His 6-star is like, strengthen your aura by 35%. So it's a third stronger, and weakens mine by 20%. So it's a 5th weaker. So a third stronger is giving him an extra like 8 speed, and it's reducing mine by a 5th, which is 5. So there's a 13 speed swing with this versus mine, which is losing him 2 speed and gaining me 7.5%, like a couple of speed. It's such a massive difference. It's such a massive swing. I think this difference is potentially the reason that I actually don't go first here, which is crazy actually. So let me just check one more time. Is there anyone else I can bring that bridges that gap? No. Literally Fushan would be my best, and that doesn't improve it at all for numbers. So yeah, not much I can do about that, which probably means I'm going to go second, but we shall see. Okay, so I think then we're going to go with my... actually, let me just think as well. My Teox is already built for Arena. It's actually built, though, for a different comp, which is quite quick, 250 speed. So I can just change these boots to slow him down and do more damage. We're going to be putting debuffs on the enemy if my team works, which means I'm going to be getting 5% turn meter fill for each debuff that Ramantu puts out, because it's enemy or ally. So potentially I get like a 30 to 40% turn meter feel just from this, which means I don't need to be quick at all. I can actually be very slow and still get my hit away. So I could actually be like more like a couple of hundred speed and still get my damage away if I get going. Oh, so I think we can just switch these boots to attack percent boots. All of his skills scale from attack and get myself more damage in the fight. I can just do this manually actually. So we can go attack percent with crit rate on, ideally with crit damage equipped in savage gear. Gonna be over crit capped. Gonna lose a bit of crit damage, but gain tons of attack. And we're still fast enough to do what I'm trying to do. So we're gonna do that. So yeah, so Teox is good to go. It's literally just who the last lizard is. And I think we're gonna swing in with, I think I'm gonna swing in with Basafa. But Teox doesn't have Stone Skin. Maybe I should Stone Skin him up actually. Does that matter? Not really, because they're gonna burn through my Stone Skin. It's totally irrelevant. It's actually so crazy, like how many mechanics they've got to deal with a team with that squad. It's really, really strong. Like my Krisk is already kind of okay resistance, reasonable speed, reasonable HP, just in like a Hydra build. I could bring in Fushan as an alternative damage dealer. Just don't know if it's worth. I think it's Basafa with the stun. He is now built, locked. Again, balance mode, stats. We're looking for a little bit slower than our Ramantu. So Ramantu ended up with what, 297. So we're going to go 295. Keep pressing on the wrong bloody thing. 295. Just check its base speed a minute. 105 for Ramantu. 101. Okay, that's fine. 295 and then prioritize accuracy again. I'm not going to steal from anyone either. There's no point. It should be quite an easy build. Or not from anyone locked, I should say. Not using any of these guys. Equip in game. Equip. Don't even know what would be a worthwhile blessing at this point. I guess polymorph, mate. No, they can't sheep them. I don't know. I honestly don't even know what a blessing would make any difference to this fight. We're not reviving. I don't think there's a single blessing here that's going to make a difference. Okay. Let's give this a go. See what I can do. See if I get anywhere near this speed race. And if nothing else, I'm gathering information for my crew. And, you know, that's important as well for anyone else. There's other people in my team that could get involved here. Speed aura, all set up. Okay, let's do it. So I'm slower, I'm burning, I'm in trouble, and I'm dead. And that is Siege 101 gameplay. I just want to... Once I finish crying into my milk, I just want to play this back. So this is the situation. Look at how much slower I am than this guy. And I was at what, 396 was it? Speed? I was at an insane speed. I'm considerably slower. He's got to be well into 400s. And his aura is going to be making a decent swing of difference here. But yeah. I am nowhere near. So I've done all of that work to basically get hard wrecked. And the other thing you've got here now is, obviously with Siege, I've got a chance to come back and try again with this kind of like rebattle mechanic. I mean, I don't really know what I can do differently now. To rebattle, I'd have to go in and change all of my builds again. But with the comp that they've got, I think I just straight lose anyway. So it's rough times.